microphone came off. Oh, oh! Well, that doesn't count. I had my rig laying out there because these are hard to, this line's hard to get through the guides, and my bobber took off. Usually they don't set the hook on themselves, but that one did. Alrighty then. Well, I don't think this counts as a fish on the first cast, but I guess it'll work. Oh, come here, buddy. He definitely ate it, that's for sure. Well, there's a fish that doesn't count for the first cast. We'll try that first cast again. Oh, anyway, we're out here, just right above the boat ramp at River Bluff Estates. And I'm kind of over here on the shallow side next to that dock that's right above it, casting out into the channel. Picked this spot for a couple different reasons today. Number one, if my fly bite wasn't good, I was going to try the sculpin streamer jig on these flats over here. My rig today, I'm using that fly rod I had rigged up for yesterday. It is one of Brett Rader's, Captain Rader's mop flies. And I've got one of our Peppy scuds above that. I know Brett primarily fishes this setup in the trophy area, but I don't see why it obviously wouldn't work down here as well. Just got to get it that right depth setting. Of course, I'm not going to catch one on my actual first cast. Water's still just barely running out here on us. All right, nothing officially on the first cast. But this area around this little corner right here, this is always a good spot. This shelf that comes off of this flat right here, it's usually always holding fish. Oh, he was playing with it. Come on. Get it. Get it. Oh, I had him. Oh, not grabbing it very hard. I mean, the bobber was just barely vibrating. It was almost hard to tell if the fly was dragging the bottom or if it was a fish, but I'm pretty sure it's too deep there for my flies to be touching the bottom. So that's what that last fish was doing a second ago, just barely vibrating the bobber or indicator. This is one of the Oro's indicators that we sell up in the shop. You open it up, spin it open from the middle and put the line in between it. This will just take it off the spot lock and slowly drift down the lake here. I don't hear any fishing reports, so it sounded like Chuck Grease. Sounded like they caught a lot of fish, and looked like he had the pink power worm set up with the double bobber. Oh man, eat it. Oh. We're just not acting very dedicated to it here. Except for that first fish, he absolutely swallowed it. There's a ton of fish jumping on this line right here that runs along the channel. Just a ton of fish. So yesterday was entirely too windy for most things, and today it is just barely there at all. I'd actually prefer if it was just a touch more windy than it is right now. Probably give us a slightly better bite. Come on and get it. Better check the hook or something here. Just make sure it didn't get bent out on that last fish. No, I guess not. They just shut the water off, so we're experiencing the dropout right now. It's just about fully dropped. Sometimes the fish can get a little grumpy. Get it. There we go. Yeah, you gotta really have a sharp eye today to see that tiny vibration in the indicator. Oh, we got a scud eater. He took the top one. And it's a brown. He liked that peppy scud suspended in the air. Oh, he's gonna be a pretty brown when he grows up. Little short, stumpy guy, but this fly line needs to be cleaned. Get it. Oh my gosh. As I've played with the mega worm though, and its different variations, I have found that it works great all the way down the lake. I've caught them on the mega worm on the bluff right across from the dock. You just gotta make sure you're fishing in the right depth. The time I was fishing on the bluff up from the dock, I was fishing it probably 9.5 foot deep in 10 to 11 foot water. So oh, well, I guess I found something to get snagged on with my mega worm down there. Unfortunately, that's the only one I had of those with me. I also probably took my leader line on below it. Sure did. Well, before I take the time to rig that back together, I guess we'll throw that jig for a second. So this is the boat ramp right here in front of me. This is another gravel bar on the lake. So yesterday I had a pretty good day on this jig, and Phil went out a little bit later in the evening and he fished it down here on the bluff right across from what we call Long Dock, and he had a good evening on it, fishing it on the bluff. And he was fishing the brown-headed one. I've got one of our new colors on there, the Roadkill. But he caught probably a 20 or 21 inch brown on it and a nice rainbow. Starting to discover you don't just have to be fishing the, yep, there's what I got hung on right there. Don't just have to be fishing a gravel bar specifically, but the more we play with it, the more we will discover. Yeah, I forgot about that tree down there. This area doesn't look as mossy, but I guess it is. I stopped at that 5-foot flat right below Short Creek before I came up here, and I caught one on the jig down there as well. Oh, that was a hit. Wish I would have brought some tippet material with me. Alright, one more cast with the jig and we'll go back to the mega worm. Probably not. Doesn't look like I have enough 6X tippet on there to re-rig the 2 flies, so we'll just go to straight, just a mega worm by itself. I do know that sometimes that scud dropper though really can help attract the fish. I mean, that brown, he bit on the scud and not the mega worm. Brett said there's days where it's 50-50 megaworm scud. Sometimes it's all scud. Sometimes it's all megaworm. We did have one bite over here. Okay. I'll put that away for a second. And there we go. We got a peach one in here. Peach pretty close to the color that I was using. Brett says it's a coral. This looks like a 100th ounce one. I kind of prefer the 80th ounce most of the time. I like it to get down there just a little faster, but we'll make do. Okay. Oh, I caught a couple. I know. It was dead opposite yesterday. I might need to set that a little deeper. We'll see though. Another beautiful day though, in the mid 50s today. I think we're gonna have 60 degrees for the next 2 or 3 days. It was a chilly start to this morning, I'll tell you that right now. Brett does some different stuff with his megaworm. He actually puts a tail on, which he singes with a lighter and makes it more flippy and cylindrical, or cone shaped rather. And then he palmers the body onto it, and he pours his own special heads and the colors and stuff that work best for him. This is the one thing I don't like about a normal megaworm. That tail flipping around and getting stuck on the hook. These fish are going crazy right here. I'm going to scoot up on them and see if I can nab one of them. It might be too small to eat this megaworm, but I don't know. Right now I'm kind of fishing the transition, but we could go on the other side of the drop off here where it finally deepens out. See if, because of the clear blue skies, these fish are setting a little deeper, and we can go to like 7 feet. I think it's about 8 foot deep in the beginning of the channel here. There he was. Oh. Can't end it on that. But there he was. I like to move my mega worm once I know it's down there and it's been setting for just a little bit. I like to get it moving again. Okay, I'm not going to go as long as I have the last couple of days. We thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll be, well, I went as long. We'll be back again tomorrow.